Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Ciao, it's your boy FILMMAKER. Super excited to have you back in yet another video. I gotta say that it felt really good to hit that publish button again after a very long time. So I just want to say that it felt good to be back. It felt good to be back. Anyways, over time, in the time that I have been doing YouTube, making videos, taking photos for people and myself, there are a few things, a few mistakes I have made and a few things I've learned from those mistakes. So I have compiled a few of those things into this video, and today we're going to talk about mistakes I have made that you should not make. This one is something I learned like the very hard way. I shot a documentary for my church sometime in April, May. Yeah, I shot a documentary, and so it was in the church hall, so it was a large hall, and you already know that the audio in a large hall, the acoustics for the audio is not going to be the best. So I used a lav mic, connected it to a Zoom recorder, and then recorded the audio, but the audio wasn't the best. And then there were people around at the time, so where there are humans, there's noise. So there was a little bit of noise. So basically the audio wasn't the best, so I took it into post. Now the mistake I made was that I cut it from the memory card and sent it to the PC instead of copying instead. So by the time I was done editing the audio, I realized that I had made a mistake with the editing. So like the way it sounded in my ear wasn't how I wanted it to sound, but there was no way to get the original file back. It was gone. So it's important that you never cut or delete when you have not yet submitted or you have not yet given the right, because if anything goes missing, you are going to regret it. I think it has happened to me a couple of times when I delete something and then the client comes back to me like a week later and like, this particular one is not there, and then that's the one you deleted. So never delete until you are sure that I don't delete stuff for people that I have done until like maybe 6 to 7 months and I've not heard from them about the project. After that, I'm not accountable to them for whatever happens, but within a few weeks, anything can change, so avoid cutting or deleting. Number 2, don't be a do-it-all. You see, being Superman or Superwoman would be fun. Trust me, I would know that. I love all these guys. But you're not at the end of the day, and there's this tendency to want to do or always do things by yourself. I was listening to my friend Val, who was talking on a podcast, and he said that you're to collaborate, not compete. And that's something that I think I learned a lot from, even if it's something I already do. We have this tendency to want to do everything by ourselves, and it will cost you a lot if you don't realize it. Well, first of all, especially if you're going into a project where it requires setup, and then you now get there and then you're setting up by yourself and you still have to shoot by yourself. You're going to exhaust yourself setting up, and then by the time it's time to do the creative work, you're already out of the juices that you're supposed to use and be creative. So you don't want to exhaust yourself while setting up. So try and have some form of assistance. Don't be too scared about sharing your money, or because if you just need to find people who are ready to work. Most times when I'm going to shoots that I know maybe will require me setup, or there are far places that I know that I get exhausted on the way, I find people who would be willing to follow me, just to enjoy the process of creating stuff. So always have some form of assistance, even if it's an inexperienced person. Or once you can give this person an instruction, say do this for me, and that person will deliver on it. Have people that can help you do stuff. This one is another one I think I learned. Did I learn it on the hard way? I think I learned this one by just learning it. You should never arrive on time. Don't you ever arrive on time. And what do I mean? I'm saying arrive earlier. For example, if your shoot is slated for like 10 or 11, you should be there by 9 or 10 respectively, because it's two things. If you have a client that will always show up on time, that means that both of you arrive at the same time. So now that means the time that you're supposed to use to come up with like how you're supposed to do everything, you now have to combine that with the time you're supposed to start working. Like, for example, if you have a shoot by 9 and then you show up, and then the space, you show up by 8 o'clock, and then the space is not exactly what you imagined. You can use that extra 1 hour to say, okay, this space, this is what I can do, this is what we can do, this is how we can adjust it, this is the best way to work it, this is the best way to adjust it. Instead of arriving by 9 with your client, and then that's when you now start discussing these things, and that your client is just sitting down looking at you. It doesn't make you look professional, but just imagine that you've come in like an hour or 2 hours early, you're seated, you're sipping Coke, and you're looking around, you're saying this is how it's going to work. And then your client arrives and you're telling your client, okay, it's not exactly what we imagined, but I already have this in mind, this is how we're going to run it, this is where we're going to put this is where we're going to put that. First of all, that makes your client respect you more, and even if you have colleagues, they also respect you more. So it's important that you avoid arriving on time. Try as much as possible to always be there at least an hour early. Every time I've arrived earlier than I was supposed to, it helped me cool down, it helped me chill before I start working, because as much as possible, you need to be relaxed when you're working. This is something I hope I can incorporate more. It's not like I've figured this one out completely, but it's something you have to learn to do all the time. Especially if you use a lot of rented gear, the last thing you want to do in this world is to forget rented gear at a location. I mean, you hate it, especially if it's not a closed space. Maybe it's just somewhere you quickly do something and run out, and then you now forget gear that you rented. I mean, you literally hate yourself. It nearly happened to me one time. So I rented a camera, and then they gave me the battery charger, and then I went out. It was an open field program, and then I went out. I couldn't find the charger, all that. So it's important to have a gear list before you leave. It's important before you leave so that you don't reach your location and then you're like, I need this, where is it? And it's not there. So have a gear list of things like before the time of the shoot, before the day, maybe the night before, have a checklist. You say, okay, I need a camera, I need light, I need cables for this light, I need a stand, I need this and that. So when you're packing, if you've packed this one, you check it off your list, you check it off your list. And then when you're leaving, you take that checklist again and then check whatever you have packed back, so you don't forget things at your location. Because I mean, if you don't have money to buy them, you're gonna be in trouble. And then especially when client not really like that. Something that might sound like a joke, right? Eating. Yeah, this is one thing. I think this is a particular one I learned the absolute hard way, and I have a story behind this one. Okay, so I was working for a company at the time, and then we're supposed to shoot photos for the company website, and the company. So we're supposed to shoot for the client's website, and the client was a restaurant, so we had to go and shoot for their website. And then we got there, and they got models, and they were eating. I had eaten. I left because of my policy of arriving on time, right? I left my house pretty early. I had to go and pick up the gear I needed. And then I left my house pretty early. I couldn't eat anything. The place was far. If you live in Lagos, I stay on the mainland. The place was on the island. So I had to make sure I was avoiding traffic. I made sure I was avoiding any circumstance that could make me go late, and so I didn't eat anything. It didn't occur to me to buy anything on the way. I actually didn't know where we were going to shoot that day, so I think I got there, and then we're shooting for like 3, 4, 5 hours, and the were just eating all the food they were bringing, and I was just looking at them like, and I was taking these pictures. I was looking at the food like, okay. All right. So yeah, also make sure you eat. In as much as this work that we do as filmmakers, photographers, it's both mental, physical. It's everything. Your body's moving, your brain is moving, everything's working at the same time. So you don't want to faint on a job. You really don't want to. I mean, I don't know how nice a client would be to pay hospital bills for you, but so just make sure you have something. If it's a drink to keep your sugar level up or something, but don't go and faint on the job. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, smash a like on the video. Of course, that's very important. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to watch these 2 videos on the screen, because YouTube says they are the best for you. Peace.